Hello, everyone. This is the first proper new layout for Fumble, folks. Glad you all can join us. Apologies if this is a little weird, a little awkward. We're all, some of us are rather new to this, some of us have never done this before, and some of us are experienced dab hands, so we're all going to be learning a little bit as we go along. My name is Ben. I'm going to be your GM, your DM, your storyteller for the next couple of weeks, going ahead with this short mini-series in the homebrew world that me and the lovely people down below have been creating over the last few months. We're hoping to show it off, give you a little bit of a taste for what we can do, and probably roll a number of natural ones along the way. So, what I'm going to ask everyone to do is I'm going to ask them all to introduce themselves, just say their names, and then we'll get into the actual game for the evening. So we'll go from left to right in the stream. First of it all being Bree. We have lost you, Bree.
Hi, sorry. It was just the little muting button. So
That's fine. We will get to grips with
it. My character.
Just a little bit about yourself, just to.
Oh, about me.
Yes, we're just doing a little hi and everything like that.
Oh, hi, I'm Bree.
Lovely and comfortable.
I'm really bad at this.
She made most of the stream happen.
Yeah. I'm talking as Fumble, folks. So yeah, sorry.
No, that's fine. So I will do it on Bree's behalf because Bree's clearly been a little bashful. Bree is basically our creative director at this point. She has essentially taken everything that was a little brainwave and has become a full-on world, has become a live streaming setup, has become pretty much everything that is creative end has been thankfully to this lovely person.
Apologies.
She has busted her backside, so we are very thankful for having her today. Next is my good friend Sam. Sam, I'd like to do a little hello.
Yeah, I'm Sam. I will be playing Lelik, the Warlock. I've played D&D for a while. I've been playing with Fumble folks for a couple of months now. I'm excited for this campaign. It's a really cool new world, cool new homebrew world that I've never sort of had the chance to play in this level before, which I'm really looking forward to.
Awesome. Doran?
I am Doran. I am bad at most things. I'm playing a fighter named Kalalu. I'm foolish fool everywhere. That's it. That's all I have.
Just a foolish fool.
I'm just a foolish fool. I'm not just a fool. I'm a foolish fool.
Hi, I'm Phil. I've been playing D&D for a while now. Met this lot of nerds at the wonderful Cardiff RP Haven. Yes, I play quite a bit of D&D. Almost, like, not intentionally, but almost always as a cleric. I don't intend to go that way. It just seems to happen. I'm obviously
because you're a good person, and then
I am
a naturally wholesome person that you are. Sarah?
So yeah, I'm Sarah. I've also been playing D&D for a while now. I'm playing the second fighter of the night with this very creative bunch. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to this. It's the first time stream.
And Catherine.
Yeah, I'm Catherine. I'm playing Mira, the half human, half orc. I learned to play D&D a couple of years ago, I think. I also met a lot of these guys at RP Haven. Yeah, I think it was. But I've been playing it a lot online, obviously, in the last year. Yeah, looking forward to doing this series.
Awesome.
I think we've played longer online than we have in person.
Oh yeah.
Yes, for some of the people here, they have played longer online than they have in person.
Yeah.
For myself, I am a very experienced GM in that I got thrown in to the GM role more than I ever got to actually play. And learning how to GM online has been quite a new experience for me because I was very used to doing it in person with a lovely bunch of folks. So apologies if there's any mistakes that any of you experienced people see along the way. I am still learning as well. So
Oh.
tonight we're starting ourselves in the magical capital of Hee'dh. This city is a sovereign sorcerer state that is founded upon the idea that your ability gets you ahead in life. It doesn't matter what kind of noble birth you are. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It is your magical aptitude that defines where you fall within society. As such, Hee'dh has become one of the absolute meccas for magic within the world of Osasris, our homebrew world. This city is just a cacophony of marble towers and golds and silvers, true high fantasy living in every way, shape, and form that you can imagine. Unfortunately for this lot, none of them either have magic, were born with magic, or have real much aptitude for magic. At the moment, we currently have 4 fighters, a cleric who doesn't really want to be a cleric, and a warlock who doesn't really have magic, is more like a walking lightning rod for divine intervention.
If I can
As such, because of the various crises that have been happening in this world, these individuals have all ended up as refugees, ended up in Hee'dh. And due to their lack of magical ability, find themselves right at the bottom of the totem pole. They struggle to find themselves any employment. They struggle to better themselves because they don't fit into the hierarchical structure that has been established. And as such, they've had to accept any job that they could get, which led them to being welcomed into the Rusty Daggers mercenary company. The worst mercenary company in Hee'dh.
Oh.
As you.
Could have thought
There's
this
me.
As you.
For various reasons, these individuals have come together and decided that either A, they need money, or B, it's probably worth their while to try and get some money for whatever purposes. And the tasks that they generally get assigned around their skill set is essentially acting like quote-unquote Ghostbusters. They're going to be sent to dangerous areas where the guards or the better trained wizards don't really want to waste their time with to go find out why something has gone wrong.
We have to
Truly
clean up
expendable individuals.
Gee, thanks.
This evening, you've all gone out on the town and been called back roughly around the same time, and find yourselves outside your guild hall. This area you have been in for quite a while. You've made your lodgings here. You've had 1 or 2 jobs from the proprietor, known as Rusty Russell, a mid-50s human who is missing more teeth than he has teeth, is very acne-scarred and very downtrodden, but still has quite a lot of money, seemingly. Just none of it seems to come to you. He sent out a local messenger that you've seen previously to come and call you back, as he is informing you that he has a job for you all. And so
Good.
I would like each person, we're going to go again across in the stream to describe what your characters look like and who they are. Starting with Bree.
I shouldn't have put myself at the start. Boo. All right, cool. My name is Eleonora. Or Nora. It's easier. I am an earth elf from the neighboring country of Frielskia. Forgot them. I come from a village of earth elves. So she's got very green. She's also a fighter because I'm original. Yeah, she's got sort of like dark, like really dark tanned skin. She's got sort of flecks of copper in her skin as well. Dark brown hair with in dreads, tied back, and sort of like green bits in her hair as well. Sometimes leaves. That's fine. Yeah, and she's got a bow. She does have a long sword, but she has a bow which is made of a really, really nice elven design, and it's made of really nice golden wood.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Sam, can you describe your patron and yourself, if you wouldn't mind?
So, I am playing Leluk Rents, a human of slightly tan skin. He would be white, as we would say in this world, but very tanned. Dark black hair, eyebrows, and a slight stubble beard. But he adds some flair himself with some bright blue, white eyeshadow that he applies every morning just to make sure he has that extra little bit of panache. He, as a warlock, is not trained in many armors, but wears leather armor just for a little bit of extra protection, and a bright white blue cloak as well. In his hands, he tends to always hold a book, a quite ornate-looking book, but in the other, he has this whitewood wand that he's rarely without either holding or very close to hand. Always has this look of knowing something that nobody else does in his eye, and just a little bit of superiority, whether earned or not, on his face. But just continues to look around his companions as they approach their HQ.
Awesome. Doran.
I am playing Kalalu, a tiefling dew elf mix. Dark skin color that fades into white on her tails and horns with her ram horns. Black braided hair, quite long, going down to her back. She has two bladed short swords with ridges on the ends to help her saw or slash. Each side is different. She has, thanks to her dew elf nature, she has flakes, kind of like I can't remember the word. What? Freckles, kind of like freckles, but kind of like they're pearlescent. So like they shift between blues. Her freckles.
Ooh.
So like they're a different skin tone, and doesn't really look like skin, but is skin. Is freckles. And she's kind of a lone wanderer, seeking knowledge and understanding about the greater world as a whole.
Fantastic. Phil.
Hi, I'm playing Arrakis Saran. He's a human from the country of Uzma, which is neighboring the country that we're in at the moment. It's a very grim theocracy with a very different religious belief compared to the rest of the continent. He is dressed more like a paladin. He has the tabard armor. He carries the shield, which is very distinctively shaped like the like the military spearmen of Uzma, but it has been not defaced is a bit too strong a word, but it has been changed. It's been altered. The colors are changed, and a cursory glance at the look of his tabard is that some of the stitching has been changed and taken out from that as well. It would be very rare to see something like this in a town like this, but he is he's tall, about 6'4", very well built, coppery hair, a very military sensible haircut, and carries himself, everything about him screams soldier, apart from piercing blue eyes that look like there's something more in there that he's seen too much and
a soldier with
but in a weird turn of events, considering this party isn't actually a fighter.
Yes.
Wow.
A holy fighter, if you will.
Yeah.
A good one.
Sarah.
So yeah, I'm playing Cadmardale, a small dragonborn. So I'm half dragonborn, half halfling. We came with the term of draglin, and it's been my life ambition to be a small dragonborn, and I finally achieved it. So, I'm a green dragonborn. Again, 3 foot tall, proper small. Can't see over tall members of the party. I like to fight, therefore I am the fighter. But I'm being smart and actually picked magic for this magic city as well. So, but yeah, pretty much it, to be honest. Small, quick to fight, just there to have fun.
Small bean.
Yes.
Tiny small
Aw.
bean.
Small bean, but lots of magic.
Yes.
Yeah. Lots of anger.
Yes. I got small dragon syndrome, okay?
Yeah,
Aw.
okay. As a small dragon myself, I understand. And finally, Catherine.
Yeah, I'm playing Mira. Like I said earlier, half human, half orc. Slightly different traits to a normal half orc in that it's basically half orc, but basically orc, but with a feet instead of a couple of the traits. She is about 5'11" in height. She is basically just completely hench or muscle. She's got kind of greenish, greyish skin. She's got black hair at the roots, but towards the back it gets kind of red and then kind of a pale red at the bottom where she's previously dyed it to try and fit in a little bit more. Not that it would really make any difference. She's got hazel eyes, big orc teeth. She carries around her battle axe, but she's also got holstered a couple of throwing axes. She has a shield as well, I think, if I remember. She just won't shy away from a fight, pretty much. She's pretty. She finds that she fits in better with a group of mercenaries than anywhere else, because being half orc, no one really accepts her, except for a bunch of fighters.
Of course. So for those of you wondering how we've gone about having these dragonlings and half-orcs that are slightly different, as part of this homebrew world, we have created our own half-race or half-origin tables, where we have meticulously gone through it to attempt to balance and create more variation within the worlds, rather than just having a pure half-elf or a pure half-orc. We've attempted to make it so that you take traits from both of your parents and have to balance it. That is something that at some point we will hopefully reveal to everyone. But for the moment, we are going through the process of playtesting it, and you're all joining us along the way. So, it's a relatively dry day in Hee'dh. You've been out and about doing whatever your characters have decided that they're going to do for the day. And as I said, have been called back with a variety of messengers that you know of and have arrived back at your guild hall. It's tucked away in one of the smaller suburbs of Hee'dh, pretty much hidden behind a couple of the buildings that would be houses or stables or places that business would happen, but not really part of the street. As you're plenty used to, you realize this building has just kind of been thrown together in this land that Rusty has managed to acquire for himself somehow, and most of the neighbors don't particularly like you all being there, but they're all a bit too polite to say anything about it. So, over to you all. You are currently standing outside. What are you doing?
Give everyone a nod, and I guess head on inside or head to the door.
Certainly. So you have two doors. The one on the right-hand side you would know to be your sleeping chambers. I refuse to call them a bedroom because it is not. It is more like where the logs probably used to get stored, and has now had some beds jammed in there for you all.
That's why I get wood chips in my hair.
Yes, and
Yes,
some of
that's
you
right.
aren't even fortunate enough to have actual beds. Some of you are just in rolled up sleeping blankets, making do. And to the left, you have Rusty's rather nicely decorated, if somewhat sparse house, as well as his office.
I trust you all got the message from the old man that we need to meet here.
You got a message?
Yeah.
Yeah, clearly has something for us.
Check my pockets.
Will we know that we'd go to the main room for it, or would we go straight to his office?
Yeah, so you would go to the main room, which is the main office.
Off we go then. In here?
Certainly.
Would we knock, or would we just go in?
That's up to your character. What would you do?
Knock.
It is polite.
Right.
Yeah, come in.
Certainly. In we go.
As you all wander in, you realize that
Coming.
he's, for a change, has actually set up some of the chairs that are usually piled in the corner.
Uh-oh.
Unfortunately for you who of the larger variety, these chairs are typically meant for gnomes and halflings or the smaller races. So the only one who is quite comfortable on these is the dragonling paladin.
And I'm gonna
yeah.
look so smug about it.
Whereas the rest of you are kind of sitting,
Hate how
as if you
smug he is.
imagine those chairs that you have for kids in nursery, you're kind of trying to get yourselves onto those.
And then you stand up and then it's just still stuck.
That just
in your
comes
bed.
with you,
And
yeah.
then you have to walk around. Yeah. Stuck.
In contrast, you see Rusty is sitting in this quite large chair with nice fabrics and cushions on it. It has got some stitch marks where it's been re-sewn back together. So it's not brand new, but you've known Rusty for long enough that he doesn't get anything new. All right, come on, get in, sit down.
Mr. Russell?
It's not his
Good
name.
job.
Can I just stand at the back and lean?
Yeah, Mira's just gonna stand and lean forward against a chair rather than sit on it.
I wouldn't want to touch these walls.
That's fine.
You're not
Thank you.
wrong.
Yeah, what is on the? Oh, I don't want to know.
The walls look like cobblestone, but again, you know Rusty for long enough that they probably haven't been cleaned since he's owned this property.
It's gross.
We're not
Always a
We're
pleasure.
not starting until you all sit down. I took the liberty and did you a solid by putting chairs out for you.
I'm very thankful for it.
Is it?
Very official.
Are there more chairs than there are people?
Seems serious. Are we getting fired?
Yes, there are more chairs. than
Okay,
there are.
Mira will grab 2 chairs and put them next to each other and sit on them.
They
Fine.
it still doesn't quite fit your backside quite comfortably,
You sit down.
but it's better than sitting
Rude.
on one on its own.
It doesn't fit your backside. Good. Yeah, I'll
Come
sit down.
sit.
Yeah.
Dexter, come sit down.
Yes. Fine.
Right.
Still crossing my arms.
You can be sulky all you want. So, we've been given a job. More specifically, you've been given a job and you're going to earn me lots of money.
Is it
Right.
one we have to risk our lives again?
Of course, it's one who's going to risk your lives. No other kind of job comes to us.
Of course.
If it's not dangerous, then they don't give it to idiots like you.
You know, Rusty, we've been over this so many times. I would really like more of a cut. Okay, we've talked about
I'm
this.
sure you would, and I will repeat the same part of our contract that I came to, is that you should have learned to read Hee'dh before you signed it.
We don't even have I don't even have a bed in the other room, and you have what? Is that a queen size?
That would be a king size, lady. We do not do anything by halves here, apart from you lot.
Except for these chairs, apparently.
Excuse me, I think one of your compatriots is quite comfortable in it.
I'm very comfortable.
It's
I'm
not
just
bad.
saying.
1 out of 6. It's not that bad.
I take those odds. I've taken worse odds with betting on you whether you're all going to come back.
And here we are.
Lucky for
And
you.
here
We keep
you
coming
are.
back.
Somehow.
Just a
I'm
shame
so
he's betting
impressed.
against us.
At some point, I'll either get cashed out on your insurance policies, or you'll make me lots of money when I don't need you anymore. And it's a win-win for me.
Fantastic.
Speaking of which,
Great.
you had a job.
Yes, so there's a couple of sorcerers over. What did they say? Picks up really poorly scribbled note. Just did I write 50 or 40?
Oh my.
We'll say 40 miles that way. Won't take you long, you know. You're all quite sprightly and young. There's apparently some odd smells coming from their house, and well, you know how that goes. They don't particularly like odd smells in those hoity-toity, fancy little neighborhoods. No one's seen the wizards that live in there for a couple of weeks. Might be months. I can't remember. But yeah, they haven't been seen for a while. And as you all know, when they go missing, it's usually because they've messed something up. Something's usually exploded, or they've summoned something, or they've turned themselves into some kind of monstrosity or whatever else. And you're the lucky sods who get to go find out what. Yay for you! Yay!
Good for
Right.
us.
And how much did you bid for it this time?
Oh, well, you'll be quite proud to know that I bid for a flat 100 gold, of which you will all make 1% of as per your contracts.
Wow. This is
Wow.
like a real. It's a real low.
Basically
It's a new
slavery.
low.
One.
It's
One
basically
whole
slavery.
gold.
And yet, somehow the most coherent instructions he's ever given.
I don't. Oh man.
I'm
Have
getting
you at least?
better at this.
I mean, out of count, it's the most money I've ever made in a DN game.
It doesn't sound too complicated, so
Have you at least-
You said that last time, and one of you ended up in a slime.
We don't talk about him. He's my friend.
the slime or the guy
I
that
think
quit.
slime.
But look at it this way, Poindexter. Now your orc friend gets to have an extra chair.
Are there any restrictions put on what we do to contain it? It's a hoity-toity area. Do they mind if the place gets smashed up a bit?
Smashing is fine. No explosions if it can be helped. If you're going to burn it down, only burn down that building. They would prefer you to somehow keep the smell in if you could.
Do you at least have some healing potions or something?
No, that comes out of your paycheck.
What the 1 gold that we make?
Yes. It's called savings. Pull yourself up by your
Savings?
bootstraps.
Savings? Look, if you take the biggest cut, then you have to provide some things.
I provide you with lodge. I provide you with work.
Free work and
you-
non-bed.
My dear Wood Elf,
Or
if
poor
you would like
Galaloo.
to go to anywhere else in the city and get a better contract than you've currently got, by all means. But you and I both know there ain't nobody hiring you, you absolutely useless, magicless lot.
It's true. I have looked everywhere.
You don't
I
like.
so have magic.
Yeah,
You
I
don't
have
have
some
magic.
magic.
You
I have a
that
little
weird
I have
thing
a
in your
little
hands.
magic.
I have magic.
Look,
You
is
don't have magic. If you had magic, you wouldn't be working here.
If I can see into your very soul, I think that would be magical.
No, I don't. The gods can see into my very soul, but they're not magical either.
Well, I hope you don't get striked by a god for saying that.
Strike me
Good luck.
down, Tatuna. Strike me down.
Wait. Before you
And-
say
and-
that,
and-
what's your
and
will?
as he puts his hand to the table where there's a little bit of wood, you just see him just go, ah! He just gets a static shocks. Ah.
It's a splinter. Nice one.
Act.
See, didn't strike me down. And with that, you just see what few hairs he has. They're just standing up because of the static. Anyway,
he's busy.
Right now.
Please continue.
come on, go. Sit here. No.
That's it.
That's
Very
it.
concise.
Thing.
Very
What do you wanna know?
concise.
Well, we have 40 miles that way, and you pointed in a vague direction, but I was wondering if you have any more information about the name of this district,
Oh yeah, that probably
anything,
would help you,
Russell?
wouldn't it? Because you can read, can't you?
Maybe the
Yes,
address
I
of the
really
house.
can.
It's best to assume 50. It's always longer than it is shorter.
I know.
Maybe
he's
the address
probably-
of the house.
He's probably
Outward.
sugarcoating it a bit.
I don't have the district.
Wouldn't sugarcoat it.
Of course
What?
not.
It's just an
It
idiot.
is apparently near the big blue tower that has got the 3 silver spikes coming out of the top of it. It's behind.
The academy.
Yeah, that's probably it. Yeah.
I've always wanted to go there.
It's
Yes.
it's got a couple of
Expensive.
what do you call them? You know, those people who make magical stuff. You know, the magical items.
Artifice.
Hunters?
Crafters.
Artificers, that's the ones. Yeah.
Crafters.
So there's a couple of those shops around there, and it's apparently a nice little house. It's a little cottage with a little garden on it and everything, and apparently it smells like death.
Oh, it's just death.
Probably death
Probably death.
on the
yeah.
inside.
Well, as long as it's not rotten eggs, I'm fine.
Yeah, it's non. It has been put forward to me, and you can read it here.
I can't read your handwriting.
He smells of death. He slides. No, it's not even his handwriting. It's the bounty that he's been handed, and it literally just says, "Property that smells of death."
Great. That's useful.
But a donkey leading us.
Apparently, the property is called the Golden Leaf Abode. Abode? Abadwa? Abode. The Golden Leaf Abode.
Oh, but
How are we here?
yes.
Oh, he's still alive.
How is this guy still alive? Hmm.
Apparently, the outside has got a lot of very pretty flowers in it.
All right.
This is a really weird bounty note now that I think about it. They're going into a lot of details about the flora.
Maybe they're avid gardeners.
Why?
Because
It's
some
grass,
people
isn't it?
appreciate nature and beauty.
Because people are weird.
That stuff just burns down. It's fine.
No.
Not all.
Look,
Not all of
the tree grows so it gets big enough so I can chop it down and put it in the fireplace. That's all I need to know.
Russell, my dear benefactor, the last thing I need to ask is, do we need to bring any kind of proof back that we have solved the problem?
I
a
fully
good
imagine
question.
that the lack of smell of death or the actual people who are supposed to be living inside would probably do the trick.
Wonderful.
So I have to get rid of the smell of death. Oh, I just add to it. Great.
Yes.
Quick question: who gave us this bounty? Just so we know who to go to once we complete the task.
I kind of be finder's fee, innit?
Mhm.
You
Right.
bring it to me,
Yeah, he needs to take
and
90
then I take it to go get you
gold.
Okay.
gold.
Okay.
Look, I may be stupid, but I'm not dumb.
Hopefully
And
you
don't
will.
call me a benefactor. I don't know what it is, and it's a bigger word than I like.
Boss.
Right.
Oh, I like that.
Tuna save me. Shall we?
We shall.
Well,
We
We shall.
let's
Tell
make a
you
move
what,
then. Thank you.
I'll do you a nice little solid, shall I? You can have 1 gold, and I got some leftover fruit over there from the market this morning. You can take all the fruit with you that you want. How about that?
Oh,
Thanks.
thank you
Mm.
so much. I
Look
was
over
going
there, and
to.
it's a basket that's half full of grapes and 2 apples.
I was
apple.
absolutely
Is
going to
it-
take an apple anyway.
Take an
so,
apple.
Take an apple.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's only 2 apples, so
I
I'm the
psychic one into
furthest
my-
away.
I psychic one into my hand.
I don't get an apple, and then I shoot an arrow at it. I don't.
Well, that was a waste.
I psychic back in my hand. Have 2 uses of that power now.
God damn it!
Right, let's find this abode.
Can't afford
After
apples.
you.
Cool. So, I would like to know who is in the leader of the party, because as I know, you're all pretty useless
Well,
at everything
yeah.
to do with trying to figure out where something is and finding anything.
I
Would
got
like-
investigation. I just can't see it. How to get there.
I mean, I'm
Right.
tanky, but not great perception. So
I'm usually not allowed
I
in
would-
these areas. I don't know where I am.
I
I
think
mean-
because of my service to communities, I would be the one
he is.
that is most potentially be the one most likely to step forward and talk to people instead of just stepping to people and putting a mace in his skull.
Cool.
So,
I mean-
No problem. So, in that case, then I'm going to make the executive decision that it's Lalek and Ericris who are the dual leaders. One is more suited to winning someone's trust. One is more suited to honeying them with silvered words.
Yes. I
So-
shoot things.
Whoever wants to take charge, tell me what you're doing to try and get to where you need to go.
it is 40 miles. Did you say that's some way?
That is a very far
I think
It is,
Lelik
but it's
will-
also not.
Can we
Lelik
not-
will
In terms of the
consult
city, it's-
maps and his own knowledge to figure out where roughly 40 to 50 miles
Cool.
we're looking for a real
So-
dense settlement. And
So, as you're looking at it, and you know where the academy is and things like that, you realize that what he's probably referring to is not so much 40 miles, is that it's probably somewhere around 40 yards away from the academy.
I was just thinking, like, we are still in the city, and the academy is really just there. So.
Yeah, literally, you can all
Like-
walk outside. The academy is the tallest building in the city.
It's-
It is evident to everyone. Rusty
Fuck.
just does not understand pretty much anything other than making money.
Wow. He seems to be quite good at that.
Yes, us idiots.
1%. How did he get that past us?
All right. Was
was
quite
just a
desperate for money at the time, I think.
I just missed that one dot.
In that case,
And as you're saying that, as you wander out, he goes, "Be thankful it wasn't point one."
It's only because you can't do the maths.
Nah, can't do maths.
Oh, we can walk.
Arrakis.
We can walk this anyway, can't we?
Yes, Arrakis,
Yeah.
I can
Yeah,
get
well.
us vaguely in the direction. You're better with really talking to people and winning them over. If you can get them to point us in the right direction, if I get us vaguely close, I feel we should be able
Absolutely.
It's not too far a trek. It'll take you probably about an hour to walk from the outskirts into the main city of Hee'dh, where everything is kind of built up, and you've got these grand, extravagant buildings as opposed to these cobblestone and slate houses that have essentially been built up. And while there's comfortable money in the area you were just in, this isn't the wealthy district, so to speak. It's comfortable, middle class,
Middle class.
which is why everyone hates Rusty being there.
Yes.
I was going to say, Rusty doesn't seem to belong here.
He is not.
No,
Fair
ranks
enough,
down the
yeah.
neighborhood.
He doesn't really understand the whole class system. Makes no sense.
I agree.
So you travel for about an hour and you're wandering through. You've all been in the city for quite a while. For you, Chris, it's still a little strange seeing so many peoples of different origins walking around. You're used to it being predominantly a human led society, but where there's elves and dwarves and gnomes and halflings, and everyone is just kind of walking or flying in amongst each other with, depending on
It's wonderful.
it's
There's a
it's a
lot
co-
of elves.
yes, there are a lot of elves. It's a proper menagerie of color and sophistication like you've never seen before coming here. And as you make your way down some of the main avenues, getting towards where you need to go, you eventually turn onto the main avenue for the city that clearly leads all the way down to the academy, that has these gorgeously intricate statues and archways, this intricate needling in the walls of the actual towers themselves that seem to be made out of materials that you've never quite seen before, any of you. They almost feel unique somehow to this area. Like these ores are so ridiculously rare that you shouldn't be able to make a building out of it, let alone the building of the size that it is. It's probably 200, maybe 300 feet in the air with these 3 silver spires that come off the top of it. And just everyone who looks like they can do a lot of magic is all zipping in and out of this place very quickly. There's just this utter organized chaos of spells being practiced and castings, and you see out of some of the windows further up, see smoke and then lightning shots and anything and everything you can imagine and probably have wanted to be with your magic casters is just shooting off around this academy at any given time. And then there's you lot standing at the base
A puddle of mud.
like a puddle of mud.
Scratch my
Yeah,
head.
I'm just wondering how they haven't blown up the city yet.
Thanks to us.
Ah,
Does it not take your breath away every time?
it is.
does.
It is. It is great.
It looks
I
nice, but it looks flammable.
Hey, everything is flammable.
Why is that always your first reactions?
And with that, a short, pure white tiefling goes past and goes, "Not flammable, made out of a non-flammable material," and then
Thank you.
just teleports away in front of you into the academy.
Thank you.
Show off.
There he goes. Oh wow.
Master.
You're really
Yeah, for those of
bitter.
you who have been around this area, you know there's no actual gates to get past this area. It's all based on your magical ability to basically get through this area.
It's so
There's been
annoying.
to test to being able to get inside, let alone anything else.
How tall is the
God
fence?
damn it.
Around 80 to 90 feet.
I could get over there.
Don't worry, Mira.
I mean, you can try. You can try.
There's a lot of rope and grappling hooks out there.
You can try.
Okay.
Right.
Don't
see if
draw
I can find-
attention to yourselves.
You can find this
We're
cottage
already
then.
there.
Yeah, so this tower is quite large. It takes up a good couple of hectares of land. So while it's 40 yards away, that's still a lot of ground to cover to get around the circumference of this place. So how are you going about trying to find this little estate?
Start smelling, looking for roses or beautiful flowers.
Make a survival check to see whether you can smell any roses.
Smell. First roll of the game.
First roll of the game.
Yeah.
Flat 10.
Painfully average.
So you
Beautifully average.
Continue as it starts.
that is the summarization of Fumble Folks. Beautifully average.
Beautifully average.
Average is like a natural 20 to us.
Yes.
So you smell a variety of substances. Sometimes it's the aftermath of whatever magics have gone off. You smell some freshly baked goods and some of what smells like the tannin oils in a leather shop, but nothing that smells particularly floral. Nothing that stands out as being lots of flora.
Or nothing disgusting either.
Nothing disgusting either.
Doesn't smell like we're too close.
I will start. I'll just start approaching the nearest citizens that don't look like they're in a massive rush to teleport through walls, and start asking people like, do you know where
Certainly. So there's people wandering here, there, and everywhere. Who are you trying to approach?
Someone who's walking slow enough to like.
Yes. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Okay,
Excuse me.
so the first one that you catch that's walking slow enough is older gnome gentleman who is just walking his dog. He just seems to be out for a gentle stroll, doesn't seem to be going anywhere in any particular hurry. He's around 2 foot tall with this wild cauliflower of white hair that's got nothing on top, but it's just these two massive strands that stick out the sides. And you look down and realize that his corgi has basically got these same kind of white tufts that stick out at the top of his head too.
Yes.
Excuse me, citizen. I was wondering if you could help me. We're looking for the Golden Leaf Abode. Do you happen to know where that is?
You know much about it? I've been around here a long time, but I probably need a little bit more than
The house that smells of death.
And
There's a lot of nice flowers too.
Oh,
a
I
lot of
know one
flowers.
with lots of nice flowers. Yes.
And now it smells of death.
Not because of the flowers.
Possibly, but I haven't been there quite a long time. There was a lovely young elven woman who she gave me some tulips from there at one point when I was walking past, and she.
Oh, it's nice.
I liked how they smelled, and she was nice enough to hand them over to me. Yes. I believe you're best off. He just kind of starts turning around and going, sorry, I'm quite small. What way is north? I can't quite see the sun with all these tall towers around.
Which way is north?
I relate.
Do we know?
It's quite a problem, isn't it?
It is. It really is.
Yeah, so whoever's doing it, can they just make me a general perception roll to see whether you can figure out your orientation?
And you've
Whoever's
got
doing
better
it,
than
I'll
a
try and
zero.
I'll try and assist with my knowledge of like
Got two.
where the
Yeah, there you
where
go,
the
it's
city
two.
is, like point in a vague direction. I will try and help them.
Survival check. Did you say?
Yeah, we'll go with a survival check with advantage because there's a couple
I'll-
of you trying to do
I'll-
it.
I'll give it
I'll
a
be
go.
nice.
Not me.
Someone
I got
else
-1 survival.
duck in. I'll give it a go.
Oh,
I have a flat
Mine.
0 survival.
It's
So
probably the best we got.
Yes.
That's
for
the
Arrakis,
best.
Arrakis is a +3.
Arrakis is a +3, so
Yeah.
I'll
hopefully.
give it a go. I mean, a +3 still doesn't happen. when I'm-
Advantage.
Only
right,
super
so-
average again, isn't it?
Hey!
yeah! It's
18,
a
yeah.
12
18,
from
nice.
Phil.
18 with
Played
advantage.
D&D.
Okay, so it doesn't take you long
Yeah.
to basically orientate yourself and point to true north. And with that, the gnome goes, it's if that's north and I live over there, then it's about 500-600 yards that way. If you keep following it around until you get to what's the name of the shop?
There's some kind of artificer.
Yes, it's friggin' spells and gadgets. That's the one.
Spells
It's the one that's got like this dangly thing from the sign. It looks like a spring, but it's got like it makes little magic colors and goes up and down constantly. I think he called it something like a slinky or a sprinky or something like that. Anyway,
Dog.
if you get there, then you go behind there and then follow that street a little bit, and I'm sure you'll be able to smell that wonderful garden.
Excellent. Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you very much for your help.
You
You-
keep saying death. What
It
is that
apparently
about?
is what it smells like now.
Apparently,
I hope-
yes. Apparently,
I hope
something-
not. The young lady there was lovely. I certainly
Yes.
hope that nothing
Young lady?
happens to her.
Oh, out of interest, was she a magic user as well?
Oh yes, everyone who lives around this area is a magic user.
How much
she
of
was
a magic user?
Oh, I'm sorry, I wouldn't know that, dear.
Okay.
She seemed to be quite enjoying doing things with her hands, so probably quite powerful. Because it's always nice if you live up in your heads quite a bit to do something physical every now and again. And she seemed to enjoy actually doing the garden with her actual hands.
I
Kind of
don't
weird.
suppose you knew her name.
Oh, I'm sorry, dear. It must have been 6 or 7 years ago now, the last time I went past there. I don't tend to.
Wow.
My,
That is a very long time ago.
my little Billy here doesn't tend to walk too far anymore. His little legs are getting old.
Aww.
You
Can
can
I
see
pet
that now that you're looking at the dog is probably around 15. He's an older dog, so he's just.
Can I pet him, please? Like, actually.
Of course.
Yay.
Oh,
He just sits down immediately and just lets you pet him.
it's too much.
I just-
Wonderful. Thank you for your help, citizen. Billy, you're a good boy.
Wow. That was
For the psychic in amongst you, as you just managed to just catch. I know.
Interference.
Damn 5G.
Big's head. I knew I shouldn't have installed
Why
this
then?
metal place to my head.
Yeah, so you have a general direction. When, as you've excused him, he just begins to slowly toddle off towards the bakery that was nearby you. And if you're all staying around, which I imagine you are because you're trying to figure out what you're doing, he gets a loaf of bread and then gets something that is wrapped up and puts it in the corgi's mouth, and the corgi just begins walking off with it. He's not actually leashed, he's just walking alongside.
just a good boy.
Of course he is.
He's just a good boy.
He's not going to go anywhere, is he? He's 15.
Exactly, he's a good boy.
what a cutie.
I would die for this dog already. I'm just saying.
Already.
Already die for this dog.
Just met him and I will die. for him.
The dog is the campaign.
Yeah.
Billy
Amazing.
is best boy confirmed.
We are already hooked. That's it.
Yeah. All right. Let's see if we can find this place then, or at least the shop as a guide or something.
Yeah.
That will be close enough. Let's press on.
So it takes you about half hour to walk around this area because you're kind of milling about to try to avoid people and whatever else and looking out for these areas. It doesn't take you long to find this sign that was mentioned because it's probably a little understated compared in description compared to what it's actually like. This building is about 4 stories tall, and there's this large metal coil that is constantly dropping and closing back on itself. That seems to have some kind of prestidigitation on it because it's doing these sparkles and little noise tricks and luminescence, and it's very eye-catching from a very long distance away. There's no way that you couldn't know that this thing is here once you've seen it before. And I'm going to ask whoever has got the highest passive perception, which I'm going to presume is going to be Ericus,
My
with
passive
the highest
is
wisdom.
12 is mine.
And
Bill, is yours higher?
13.
Okay.
Oh.
So with a
Ooh, someone's
13,
doing
you're
well.
the first person to smell it, but not much before everyone else. You get the distinct smell of decay.
Oh.
It hits you in the back of your throat immediately as you round the corner,
Yeah, we're
and
getting
all of you
closer.
begin to smell this as well. But as you come around and you see this house, it's actually quite lovely. Compared to all the buildings that are around it, which are taking up their full foot space, you presume, of land, this cottage is set back and there's this lovely, well-maintained garden that's beginning to overgrow, but still has quite clearly had a lot of love and care put into it. The small corner that you can see down to your bottom left has got these rather unique colors of combinations of tulips that have, despite the smell of decay, as you get closer to them, seem to mask all of that smell as you're near the flowers, because they just seem to be that well cultivated. But as you move away from them again, that stench of decay comes back. The front door to this property is missing.
It's gone.
It's just gone.
Does it look like it's been taken out, or does it look like it's been like smashed or broken out?
It looks like it's been removed.
Okay.
That is like there's no wall.
Can we see inside from here?
Yeah, so this is, for lack of a better term, like a picket fence that is going around it. It's not designed to keep it, like, hide anything. It's just a boundary. You can quite easily get inside. There's no gate. But as you're looking at this property, it is pitch black inside. There doesn't appear to be any kind of flickering light from anywhere apart from the natural sources of light. The window that's on your left-hand side is completely smudged with this kind of grayish, pale substance. It seems to be smeared across the window to obscure whatever is inside. But window pane itself is in good condition. That's the thing. This property is in really good condition, just seemingly abandoned.
And you said
Ooh, roll 20's changed. I just noticed. Sorry.
you said we could smell death, or just
Yeah,
the flowers.
So if you are where the lack is at the moment, you would just be able to smell flowers. But if you are anywhere around the staircase or further to the right, you would be smelling decay quite pungently.
Oh. And are there any tulips?
Yes, there's lots of tulips. They range in a couple of colors, and some of them are mixed in their colors. It seems like some of them were. It seems like whoever's garden this was probably trying to mix the tulips to try and see whether they could get them to be these different combinations of colors. as some of them are only got little flecks of white on the blue, whereas some of them are much better mixed with this gentle spiral of color intertwined in amongst itself.
Nice.
It,
How
it's
I
definitely
noticed there's,
someone's hobby to cultivate these.
I've noticed there's footsteps, muddy footsteps.
Yes.
Kalu's also noticed them as well.
Yeah. How fresh do they look?
Make an investigation check.
May I also make an investigation check?
You may.
Ooh.
Lalek has something they want to do, and I'll wait until this is
God,
resolved.
so
until-
average.
That's
Well,
So
Wow.
average.
yeah,
Average.
so painfully average.
9.
So with a 12, the footsteps don't look too new, but they are probably within the last 2 or 3 weeks. You would know. Actually, someone make a hit. No, it'll be Doran. Doran, please make a history check for me.
9.
Painfully average as we go. So within this time period, you kind of remember that there was probably rain, but you can't quite remember when, unfortunately. You just know that there has been quite a bit of weather.
It has rained before.
It has rained within the last couple of weeks, but you can't remember, was it before these footsteps would have been here? Was it after? You can't quite remember, unfortunately.
Seems like these footprints were a couple of weeks old.
Lalak, what were you looking to do?
So Lelak sees this white tulip with blue flecks and is immediately drawn. We'll pull out a dagger and cut it like a fair stem and cut a couple to shove into the lapel so that we've got the perfume of it a little bit to mask the smell of death. And with the dagger in hand, they will use their Book of Shadows to cast the light cantrip. Actually, no, that's from the Celestial Warlock's origin. Sorry.
It is.
So they will cast light on the dagger, and they will signal to the rest of the group, like dagger in hand, and indicate that they're going to throw it through the open doorway to illuminate the inside of the house a little bit, and wait for somebody to tell them no, that's a bad idea. About like 10 seconds before they just hug it in.
Yeah, and unfortunately for you, none of these characters have intelligence as their main point, apart from yourself.
I have
Kalaloo is a side warrior.
I got
Still-
+3 intelligence.
I'm not talking about any of your characters. I'm talking about the players.
Oh, right.
Well, I'll take out my bow and arrow, and then I'll watch the dagger go in.
That's fine.
And see
So
if anything comes out.
make a general attack roll for me. I want to see how well you throw this thing in there.
Amazing.
So I am not a general attack person. So I think
aware.
this is just. Oh wait, no, I'm proficient in daggers. I'm proficient in simple weapons. So this is proficiency plus dex.
Yep.
So attack dagger. It's a +4. First attack roll of the campaign, and guess what? It's a natural 1.
Hey.
Oh!
So it's as a natural 1. We
Where's
have
my
our
natural
Fumble
1?
folks rule.
Yeah.
Here we go.
So, for those of you at home, the Fumble folks rule basically means that you have a choice. While, like a natural 20, something very good can happen. With a natural 1, you can guarantee what you wanted to do will happen, but there will be a consequence for that action, or it can just be a general mistake. Sam, what are we doing?
I want to do something special and just trying to think what it would be. Because Lelek's aim was to have this dagger stick in the wall and illuminate an area. And if they want to have that happen, I think that works. But I think what happens is as they release it, it just fully cuts their hand. They were not intending it to happen, but they release it and it just like slashes their hand as it's going in.
Roll some damage to see how much damage you do to your own
I'm
hand.
going to roll just a full dagger damage, which is a d4
Yeah, full
plus
dagger
1.
damage.
Okay, it's only 2 points of damage.
So as you see this happening, it begins to do this graceful wind up, and then somehow, despite throwing it from the handle side, throws it and manages to make a massive cut straight up the palm of their hand. and just immediately is just gushing with blood.
Oh no.
As a
Oh no.
as a reaction, Cal's just gonna look because it's probably happened before, and she's gonna reduce the damage by 1d8.
Okay.
5.
Oh, that's nice.
So
It's nice.
as the cat opens, it recloses itself again. But oh boy, did that sting! That was not good.
The flex on Kaolu's face just kind of shimmer for a second as they go back to normal.
Thank you, Freckles.
No problem.
My dad.
So the dagger has managed to stick in something at the far end of this hall. You can't quite see what it is because there seems to be something that is now on the end of the dagger that is blocking the light from
What did you
projecting what
do?
is that side. But you can see that the corridor is clear.
That was a really fucking bad roll.
Does it?
Throw.
Does it
Metagame.
seem? Does it seem?
I hit the wall, which was what I. Fuck you.
Blue, cut yourself. Cut yourself.
I don't see any cut.
Can I perceive like
Some.
the general area that the smell is coming from? Like, as in, does it seem to be coming from outside or inside the house? Is that
Inside.
something I can tell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Inside, definitely.
Okay.
It's unmistakably inside.
I would like to go in.
You know what has happened here? Everybody?
Hmm?
Something has died.
Yes.
Thank you.
That would
And then
explain.
what?
That's likely. Before I head before we head inside, I'd
Too
like
late.
to
Mirror has already said that they're heading inside.
I'm just kind of walking sort of past everyone saying like, right, let's just go in. And
Okay,
so if
so-
anyone wants to stop me, they can put up an arm or something. But
in the size here. No.
Nope, I'm following.
Nobody's going to be able to stop you.
yeah.
It's like on your bicep, just like a tiniest hand.
I mean, I could stop you, but I want to see what happens. So
Yeah.
go ahead.
Absolutely. You should check for magic-y shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I know how to do that.
All right, cool.
All right, yeah, I'll go in then.
Or you can
Yeah,
just
okay.
go in.
So
that's fine.
the corridor itself, you can see that the paintwork that is on the actual cobblestone itself is quite nice. I'm going to ask you to make a general perception check for me, please.
Sorry, I am not actually there. I just can't see anything.
Oh my god!
Therefore, no one else can see it. Oh,
That one! 2 in a row.
amazing.
Should we
Wait,
say
hang on.
goodbye?
Way.
Reset ourselves.
The
This is
dynamic lighting
normal.
should be
Immediately
working.
should.
Yeah,
so-
I can't see it in yet. Like real life, I can't
yeah.
see, not just my nat one.
On the roll 20, I cannot see. Where Lelik is positioned now, I can't
If
see.
it's dark and
I
you don't
can't
have
see
dark
what's on the
vision,
Twitch
then
stream.
you can't see.
I have dark vision.
Cool. I have the light spell on the dagger, though, is the
Yes.
Not
idea. So if you can put something to illuminate the area, I don't know.
Do you want me to do that, Ben?
Okay, it's because the system is thinking that there is a door there. So if I move
Yeah,
in
you need
one,
to
Right.
move
Okay.
in one. Yeah.
If I move in
okay.
one, then I still can't see shit.
you
Okay, I can see now.
should be able to. You don't have dark vision, do you?
Yeah,
Yes,
so there
I
is
am a
light
Human,
on the thingy. On the
Okay.
dagger, right?
wherever
Yes,
the
so
dagger
I-
landed,
I-
DM's discretion.
So
Do you want me
I
to
now need.
do it?
Yes, if you wouldn't
Yeah?
mind putting one there,
Okay. Let
because
me.
unfortunately, as I said
a
at the beginning, the
thing.
height of the stream, Bree is much more experienced at all this than I am. I have next to no idea what I'm doing. I'm learning as I go.
I'm a storyteller, not a mechanic.
Yes, I am a storyteller, not a mechanic.
A doctor, not a...
As an aside, thank you for all 20 of you who are currently in the stream while we're figuring this out. It's really appreciated that you're here. We'd love any of you to follow us if you should so choose. We're going to be doing a couple of these streams a week. Not this specific stream, but we would love to have you all around. And hopefully we'll make less of a mess as we go along.
But with our roles, don't expect it.
No,
Okay.
we're,
Yeah.
again, we are just over an hour in, and we've had 2 natural ones within 5 minutes.
Yeah, and everything else is
I mean,
average.
that is what to
I mean, we've had
expect. I have to
18.
just
We did,
write
yeah.
what I'm doing.
Yes, we've had 118.
Had to
had
A
happen.
million nines.
Had to happen.
We've had 2 rolls above a 10.
Yeah, it's better than average. It's good.
Okay, so what's the consequence of my crit fail?
Unfortunately for you, this as immediately as you get in, you just get all of this paintwork immediately just manages to go into your eyes, and you are just going to be just constantly rubbing your eyes for the next 10 minutes in game.
You know,
You
said,
can't see shit.
you know, you said the door was gone completely. Can I have a look on the door frame to see if there's any markings or anything?
Sure, make an investigation check for me, please.
Shit. I'm not
It-
good. There we go.
It looks like there was a door there at some point.
Turns out the
And
markings were like the
it looks
top.
like something was used to take it down. Well, that's about as much as you can tell.
Could I assist by lifting her up? Oh, sorry, him up.
Do you allow them to pick you up?
Probably not.
Okay.
Probably not.
Reference,
I
I
was
can
gonna
now
say,
see.
is the
everything
first
that I
combat
could
going to be
that's working.
player-to-player combat?
Nobody tosses a dragonling.
I am tall. Leave me alone, okay? I can do this.
All right. All right. All right.
Is it managing to work for anyone, or shall we just put night vision on to?
I can see on my screen. I can see
Wonderful.
everything that the dagger is illuminating, which is basically just this corridor. I can see
Yes.
broken chairs at the very
Correct,
end.
yes.
Is my perception.
So,
I'm still outside, but I just move a character inside to see. And
On the stream, I
Yeah,
can
that's
see it's
fine.
totally black at the moment.
Yeah, I'll
There
go
it
That's
is.
because I'm not in there yet. So there we
Oh,
go.
okay.
Nice.
This is what Lelek can see. So yeah.
Yes, exactly.
so as you go inside Lilith, because unfortunately you're the one who's actually can see stuff now, whereas your fighter
Somebody's rubbing
companion
their eyes next to
apparently
me.
can't. You wander in and you realize that there is some kind of drapery or something that is in the doorways to either side, but where your dagger has stuck into is just this massive pile of furniture and a bookcase and a wardrobe and stuff has just been piled up to fill this void that is there. And you can see that the door that would have been the front door is sideways, taken up slightly further than the threshold for this area, and that is what your dagger has stuck into. It is actually stuck into the door handle itself, so that's why it's not casting the shadow quite right, because there's this door handle that is sticking out and absorbing some of the light.
Yeah.
With your general intelligence, you can tell that this is a makeshift barricade, and I'm not going to make you roll to see if you can figure
Yeah.
it out. You're smart enough to understand that.
The corridor is clear.
Can I muck about outside before I
Yeah,
join
sure.
the
Well,
party?
yeah. What are you looking to
I
do?
wanted to check out the well and to tell if there's any horrendous smells coming from that at all.
Certainly. So as you walk over to it, it smells about the same until you get your head over it. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Oh boy,
Ooh.
that might happen. 16.
Nice. So it makes you gag, but the smell is as bad, or if not worse,
Okay.
coming from the well.
The bucket that's there, is
Mhm.
there a rope attached to it at all?
That is not, unfortunately.
Okay, I'll take my rope,
And do we have
Mhm.
that shit?
attach it to the bucket.
Yep.
Well, mind you, depending on how much, like if I put that and put the bucket in the well, does it take up most of the well, or would I be able to like see past it?
No, so it's not big enough bucket to drown the entire
Okay.
area.
As the idea is,
But
I'm gonna cast light on the bucket and start lowering it down the well to see if I can see.
No problem.
anything at the
So
bottom
as
of
you
it.
lower it down, it only goes about 35 to maybe 40 feet because you have a decent amount of rope on you, and it just stops. You
With a clunk or a squelch.
more of a like a scrape. Make a perception check for me.
There. Not to see very much.
It's fine. He's our perception boy.
Oh, okay.
Come
he sees
on,
everything.
come on. I'm doing it wrong.
Yay.
Big number.
So as you
All
look
just wait
down,
for him.
and you're holding your breath to try and not breathe in these fumes, you move the bucket about, and it feels like bone that you're dragging the bucket across.
So gross.
And
That
as you
checks out.
look at it properly, it's not bones, it's bone.
Oh.
What bone?
Ooh.
As in it, the entirety of the area that you can see down there. You can't see a gap in amongst this thing.
Oh,
It just
boy.
appears to be
Eh.
bone.
Hey, daggers, come on, get back out here.
What have you
Oh,
found? Why do you do these things?
I stayed outside waiting for him to either come in or say something.
What the hell?
There's
On the well again.
Can't even see
yeah.
it.
I'll call him out.
Yeah. I leave the dagger
How-
in place.
How far does
That's
does
fine.
it go down?
Stand outside.
How far does it go down roughly?
And
I'll,
I will point out that there
I
doesn't
can't as
appear
well.
to be water. There appears to be bone
There's
at
no.
the bottom of this
Ah.
well.
Is it at the
anyone who-
bottom?
It is at the bottom.
Okay.
Hold your breath.
Yeah. Anyone who is looking over there, I need you
Okay.
to make a Constitution saving throw.
Does
So I'm
he
gonna
say
that?
that before we
Mhm.
do that?
I definitely
Nice.
looked as he started shouting.
Oh,
Second nat 20 of the
Cat-
campaign.
Nice.
wow, painfully
Yeah,
average
more
again.
average.
Nice. Yay.
Cadma, you
I
just
do
put your head
not.
over and just go, smells fine. Eleonora, and unfortunately, you are sick in your mouth with this. It smells horrendous. Just
I
it,
will
it's
end
bad.
my
Like
I'll
not
end my
good.
light on that dagger, and I will put the light on something else and just drop it down.
It's fine. No,
The
that you don't
bucket
need to.
already
The
has
bucket
light.
does already has light on it.
like
Oh,
death,
yeah.
It's,
Ignore
it's
me,
just
ignore me, ignore me.
like death
looking-
smell, or
it smells like decay. Yes, it smells
Okay.
like rot.
And Mira
That
see ya.
is bone, right? That's not traditionally your base material for a well, is it?
it's usually water, no,
Or
Yeah.
Stone.
or stone.
Yeah, can Mira
That-
see it?
That's going to be
Yeah,
connected, isn't it?
everyone who's rolled the con save can see it because the light
I mean,
is down
because
there.
I had paint and shit in my eyes.
Yeah, that's fine.
You
Okay.
have a cool war paint now.
Yeah, you have weird house paint, war paint.
It suits
What
you.
colour?
It's nice.
It's like this beigey, like kind of palish color.
The area around where we are, like all the grass and stuff, does it
Mhm.
look like there used to be flowers here as well?
So not specifically where you are. This just appears to be just grassland. As you're looking up around the house, you can see that it looks more like herbs and alchemical flowers, stuff
Okay.
that you would have medicinal or magic purposes. And you've all been within Hee'dh long enough to know to see that stuff, even if you don't know what they do. Seems like they separated their garden into their work stuff and then their pleasure
Okay.
garden, which sounds terrible.
The herbs is the pleasure garden. Yes. Okay. Yes, I understand.
All right. Do
You
Alright,
know what I
Smokey.
mean.
it's got to be connected to whatever.
I'm an earth elf, dude. Come on.
Yeah, the ladies' pleasure garden. Yes.
What the hell do you think? What the hell else do you think we do in the woods?
Yeah. having seen the sort of the recoil that people make when they get close enough and stick their head down the well,
Don't
I'll
stick your
keep
head
my
in there.
distance. No, yeah, I'm going to not do the same.
I'll
That's
notice.
smart.
I'll notice what Lilac's done and think that's probably a good idea. And I'll go and get a tulip of my own to put somewhere where I can get some smell. Get some smell.
Get some smell.
Get some smell.
Get some
lads,
smell.
Get some
Get
smell.
some smell up in here.
Hashtag get some smell.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's all
Get
right.
some smell. Yeah, it don't smell that bad.
But yes, this has got to be connected to whatever this smell is.
I would agree.
Do we think there might be something underneath the house?
Are you going? Are you
Oh,
planning on
he's
going in the
probably
well?
down there.
That's what I'm planning to do.
Phil.
Yes.
We could
Yes.
try
You're
going through the
you're
house.
the only one who sees this because you had the natural 20 with your perception. But you're constantly keeping an eye down this well. And you swear you can see the little bits of shadow that as it casts along Bone, because Bone is this
Yeah.
porous kind of material. The shadows are in a slightly different place.
As in, there's. Wait, no.
The source of light is still on your bucket, but the angle of the shadows looks a little different.
I'll say that. I'll say that the and I'll sort of move the rope around a bit so that the bucket moves to see how that affects the shadows.
Okay, touching or not touching the bottom.
No, I would have thought it would have been above for the moment.
So if it's above, apart from just the fact that areas that had shadow on it and you couldn't see are getting it a little bit different because you're moving it around, shadows aren't changing all that much.
Okay.
Not comparatively to what you think you've just seen.
I'll say there's something not quite right with the shadows down there. I don't really know how to describe it.
If you turn the light off for a second, can people with dark vision see?
Yes. So
Yeah, all right. I will.
you'd have to pull it all the way back up.
Yeah, I'll pull it back up.
Yeah.
Then I'll pull it back
I'll
up.
have a look.
I'll just pull it back up and out then.
Yeah. So those of you with dark vision, as this happens, you just see whatever this material is at the bottom. It seems to shift a little bit,
Is it alive?
and then it kind of shudders, and then shifts back to where it was.
Oh, it's alive. Uh-oh.
Could someone like, I don't know, just shout hello or something down there? Or
Uh-oh.
excuse me?
I have a different plan. Lelic will hold their breath and get close to it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Make a
then
Constitution saving
with
throw for me, please.
holding my breath.
Mm-hmm.
Opens your
Okay.
eyes, it's everything.
Birds. Birds everything.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's another
God.
nat one to Lelic.
Wow, that is a
That's
high
impressive.
percentage.
I'm not giving you another one.
That is a high percentage of things.
Yeah, unfortunately for you, it's like if almost as if like mustard gas, it just gets into your eyes. Your eyes just water immediately. It's really, really difficult for you to
Okay.
just maintain it. I'm gonna ask you to make a perception check for whatever you're doing. You're gonna have to make a check to see whether you can do it, because looking over it can be quite difficult for you to do it for an extended period of time.
Okay. The full plan was that Lelic would get close, and then with the Book of Shadows, I have the Find Familiar. I was going to bring my familiar out, which
What
is
does
in
your
the form
familiar look like?
a rat.
Get your rat out.
Okay.
Yeah!
I'm going to get my rat out.
That was
But because I
fucking
rolled a nat
quick.
1, rather than placing my rat down and so they could gently scale down, I am going to backwards, sort of fumble backwards and just chuck my rat towards the well.
So as this happens, you all just see that this rat begins to corporealize, and as it's halfway through being corporeal, is beginning to fly through the air. And because, unfortunately for this poor thing, its center of gravity is really weirded out because it's still becoming one with this world.
Oh.
It's just flailing about in this horrendous manner.
Oh, you
Oh,
poor
wow,
rat.
that's
And then eventually you just hear it hit the side of this well and you just hear squeak.
That's not the best.
I look down the well.
It looks fine. He's just laying on his back, and then just gets up. Just what are you getting your familiar to do?
I'm just getting it to try and look around at the ground level of this, like the bottom level of this well, to see if it can see anything more than I can at
So,
the top.
are you able to see through this familiar, or is it only?
Yeah, it's a typical find familiar spell. I just have it
Cool.
through the Book of Shadows as a ritual
That's fine.
spell.
I'm just making sure what it is, just so I
Yep.
know. So as you see your rat kind of moves around, it communicates to you that there's a small gap that is further in. That it's not like a tunnel or anything. It just seems to be a space that this material isn't occupying, and it has somewhat of a curve further into it.
Through the rat, I can see there is a curve. It's not just a flat well. It's not like there's no exit from the bottom. There is a curved tunnel. I'm sorry, my eyes are. My eyes are.
Really smelly.
Just get careful. You're smudging your makeup, love.
Oh fuck no! Really? Is it okay?
Prestidigitation to make it look better.
Here's my sword.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
It's alright. I got you.
Okay.
Okay, huh?
I go back into the telepathic bond with my rat, who I have decided to name Scratch,
Nice.
Yes.
and I tell Scratch to continue forward and try and be stealthy in general as they continue a path forward scouting.
Cool. Roll a general stealth check then, because your familiar shares your stealth.
I think it's the rat stealth, which is worse than mine, to be fair.
I tried to give you that as an out. I looked it up. I tried to give it as an out.
It's +1 versus +0, so it's not much.
I mean, +1 could make a lot of difference in your case.
At 7 flat.
Cool. So immediately you start to hear a scratching noise as it begins to scamper off. For all of you, are just like, that's not quiet. As your little find familiar companion rounds the corner, though, it comes around and immediately just bumps into something. And because you can share sensations with it, if I believe correctly, it feels fleshy, whatever it's bumped into. And as you back up a little bit, you just see this colossal eye just look down at you.
If I have time, I use an action to get Scratch out of there.
Yep, that's fine.
If I have time. So Scratch is back into the extra dimensional.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay. So
when I say this, when I say a massive eye, I mean the iris was bigger than the tunnel that the rat was just going down.
Oh.
Okay, so the rat saw in the tunnel, right, there is a thing, a creature of some kind, with a great big iris that was staring it down. I managed to get Scratch out in time, but something living down there, something aware when something bumps into it, so very much alive. We should proceed with caution because there is something alive down there with a big eye.
That big.
At least one big eye. It's
I
at least
suggest we
one.
don't go that way then, so we can try and get the jump on it a different way.
Let's go round. I think it knows we're here now, though.
Yeah.
Probably.
Probably, yeah.
Well,
Someone poked
ho-
me in the eye, I think I know.
Just a crazy rat.
Hopefully, it just thought it was just a rat.
I mean,
that went down there.
Scratch doesn't look any different from any other rat as far
Yeah,
as
but
I'm
you-
aware, but
Didn't
then
it
it exploded.
disappear?
Litter.
it did disappear. You are,
Okay,
Uh,
okay.
you are
Someone-
not wrong.
I'm gonna say Kadma. Make a medicine check for me, please.
Sure.
Really not a high DC here, so unless you mess this up hard.
Yeah.
I mean, now you said it.
About
I know.
Oh,
I'm actually
Hey.
identical.
So you would know that any interaction with the eye, you don't actually ever feel pain through your eye. You only ever feel pressure because there is no nerve ending for pain within the eye. The only sensation that you get is the pressure in your eye socket. That alerts the brain that something is off there. So you're pretty sure that while the eye moved, it hasn't been injured in any way, shape, or form. It's just felt something and just kind of gone and just stared at it, trying to figure out what has happened in this general area of its head.
So I've had plenty of black eyes in my life. I mean, as long as you didn't hurt it, it's cool. Trust me.
There is something so big that
Ooh,
its eye was bigger than this well opening. So that's not cool.
Hurting is the least of our problems.
The bigger
Well.
the target, the easier it is to hit it. It's good news.
As long as it's under a lot of.
It's not wrong. You're
something.
not wrong.
All right, I suppose we should go into the house and continue to put out of our minds that this is probably going to be
Not
we're
worth
getting
it.
underpaid. We're definitely
Let's go
be
earn that
underpaid
gold.
for this. Let's have a
Wonderful.
look inside the
And
house.
with
Entire
that,
gold piece.
we are going to have our first break of the evening as we've hit an hour and a half mark. We're going to return in 15 minutes, everyone. So we are just going to go have ourselves a little drink and pee break.
AP.
And we will be back at, we will say, at 10 seconds from now.
Okay.
Okay, so we will catch you all in 15 minutes, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us so far. Hopefully, these
Stay
these,
with
these
us.
guys don't manage to
Please don't go.
get themselves murdered too quickly.
Welcome.
Don't go anyway. We'll catch you soon.
Yeah. Got big stuff to fight.
Hi.
Hello again.
Hi.
Thank you for all of you
Hello
who managed
again.
to stay around and enjoy our little
Hi.
break. For all of you who managed to stay around.
We are just going to give a quick shout out to a couple of people who joined right at the beginning of the stream. That,
As you might imagine, jumbling through multiple screens, we don't get to see those notifications come up immediately. So, Bree, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah. We got
quick shout out?
Dewis83. Hi. We got Celeste X. Aye. Welsh Ginger 3. Scott Turner. Hey.
Hey, Scott.
Hi, Scott. And Zikekiel. Yeah. And the Worcester 115.
Tsukiku. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you very much, everyone, for,
Thank you so
for
much.
following us. We really appreciate it. It means a lot to us, especially as small creators. We hope that you're enjoying yourselves here, and hopefully we can get some more people along the way. So, for those of you who didn't catch the first half, the intrepid group of explorers that are here, commonly known as the Daggers,
Of the rusty kind.
of the rusty kind, more likely to give you tetanus than they are to stab you.
That is our
Um,
trade. I hope you got your shots.
It's still damage.
It's
Damage over
long-term
time.
damage, but it's still damage.
It's a slow burn.
It's a very slow burn. Have been contracted to investigate this house where a couple of wizards have magically disappeared. After getting to this property and encountering the best boy Billy along the way,
Best boy.
they have had a little bit of investigation where they've looked down into the well and have realized that something was looking back at Sam, excuse me, Lilacs, Rat familiar. And with that, the party has decided that it's probably not in their best interest to go down the well, and have formulated a small plan to go into the house and be catastrophically underpaid for whatever the hell they're about to get into.
Oh, so underpaid for this.
And underprepared.
Under-equipped, underprepared, underpaid.
Okay,
well.
I will. I'll reach back to the spear that's on my back, and I'll cast light on the spearhead for that, and then.
So with that, we are going to put emanating light. Oh, it's already on. Look at you
He's
go.
got it, yeah. Because I assumed that he would do it. So.
Yeah. Look at you being smart.
I am always a human, so I am always aware that I can
absolutely.
never see anything in D&D.
Yeah.
Either a human or a lizard, never anything else. Cool. So as you wander in, again, as I said earlier, you have this corridor that has this makeshift barricade right at the end of it, with two pathways, quote unquote, to the right and the left that have some kind of drapery in the frame. What are you doing?
Shall we?
Yeah, I'll go.
Is the
Forward.
plan to go forward stealthily?
I think Finn.
I mean,
Might be for you.
we're a bunch of
Alright,
fighters,
I have.
aren't we?
I have. No, I'm wearing
I mean,
armor. It's got a disadvantage on
We
stuff.
could try,
I
but that's about it.
I only may suggest it. I don't expect
You're not wrong for suggesting it,
I'm
but
not built for
we're
stealth.
past the point of discretion.
Yeah, Dora, might I suggest that, you know, all those commonly smart tactics that you're used to suggesting because you've had a variety in your parties? Don't bother anymore. You've got four
Fuck
lung
that.
heads that have got medium to heavy armor on, a paladin with definitely heavy armor on, and the warlock who is regretting every life decision.
someone had to suggest it.
Good suggestion. In any other party composition.
It was a great suggestion.
Any other scenario.
Although actually, I am definitely better at stealth than I am at seeing things, so that's good.
Great.
That is not
good.
difficult.
Same,
That's good.
actually.
Can we see anything? What is this, like an open door?
It is a door frame with, then I think you've probably cloth, maybe linen kind of drapery over it. You would have to go through them to see whatever is on either side.
All right, I'll lift this side up and peer in that room.
Is that on the right?
So as you peer into the room on the right, you notice that this room has been absolutely ransacked. There's barrels and chests and what looks to have been some kind of seating arrangement has just been utterly destroyed. The most interesting thing about it, though, is that looking at the side closest to where the garden is, there is vegetation that is growing through cobblestone on the ground.
I mean, we were told it was only a couple of weeks. That's a bit weird.
Yes, and and when you've been looking at the rest of the property, this property has been really well maintained. Whoever lived here clearly cared about this property.
Until recently.
Until recently.
Okay.
Well, because of big monster underneath. I wouldn't want to look after a place that's got a monster underneath.
See lots of barrels and stuff like that. Was this used as like a storage room or something, maybe?
Make an investigation check.
Yeah. What? Nice.
Straight down the middle.
It
So
is.
So
it is
average.
a room.
So
painfully
average.
average.
We should just change the name to Average Folks.
Average is good.
Average folk.
average is high.
It is a room.
No, so when you look at it into the barrels, it's it seems that they were just used for transporting various goods. There's no particular residues or anything inside them. They just seemed like they were probably used to cart probably
It's wine.
some seeds or wine. Or
It's always wine.
mead or whatever. Like, it doesn't particularly smell like anything in particular. It's just
They smell of
barrel.
death. Or
Does
wine.
the property smells of death. They don't smell of death.
Oh.
Does the vegetation that's growing, does there anything look unnatural about it? Like, is there no light coming in, or is
no,
it
so
like
you should
in the
taste
place
it.
where the light came through?
So there's light coming in from the window to the right of it, which is elevated. It looks like moss.
Yeah.
It's got that
Okay.
kind
Can
of
I-
soft sponginess to it, and it's got this general dew on it.
Yes.
Uh,
Can I say,
as
can I
for-
feel the floor?
Yeah, as you're looking around, there's no moisture anywhere. There's no hole in the ceiling for rain, but it's got this damp. It's clearly, well, shut up. It's the best word for it.
Damp. It's yeah.
Moist.
Moist.
Yeah, can I feel the floor?
Yeah,
Just feel
yeah,
like
the floor is
wet.
clammy.
Yeah.
That
Worse.
feels worse.
Exactly. That's why I said it.
A fantastic word.
The C
I like
word.
it.
Is that the C word you didn't want?
Oh yeah, that
Um,
one. Oh,
Yeah.
Lilac will move up, grab the dagger, and try and scale the barricade, and just hold the dagger aloft to illuminate
So
the area.
I'm going to ask you to make an athletics check to see whether you can scale that barricade.
-1 for athletics.
Oh dear.
well, hang on then.
That's a whole 2, guys.
Wow.
Uh,
We don't get the
so
logo.
you somehow get yourself about halfway up it, and then your foot just slips, and you just manage to groin yourself on the door. not quite hard enough for it to be like a full, but definitely walk you up.
You nip the tip.
Can
Nip
I
the
try climbing the
Nip to the
barricade?
tip. I nipped the tip. I nipped the tip, guys.
Hashtag nip the tip.
As I nip the tip, I throw the dagger into the room. Not trying to hit anything particular, just letting it clatter on the ground to eliminate the next room.
Yeah, sure.
Let him have it.
Oh, you broke the DM.
I will fully take disadvantage as I nip the tip and just throw. Hey, I did not make up this phrase, but I am living by it.
I knew it was Catherine that would do it, and it's Catherine that will do it. But
We have a hashtag, please.
hashtag nip the tip.
I roll. I elect to roll a disadvantage to throw.
No. It's just
We don't need 2 rolls to get a natural.
No, I'm not getting you to stab yourself in the groin. Just
Take one for the team.
That's more than anything.
Padma, you were gonna do something?
Can I also try climbing the barricade?
Sure, make an athletics check for me.
Don't nip.
You saw that one went so well. I thought you'd have a go.
Ooh. Well, now you know what not to
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
as you just see just the bonk happen, you just scale over it and just immediately just climb through the what small hole has been left from this barricade, and you just manage to get yourself to the other side with next to no issue. Lelek, you are not there.
I just
you
put my head out.
Still.
Go.
So there's a couple of people who seem to be progressing into the left-hand room without letting me know.
I've been there for like ages.
Yeah, we've been there for a while. So.
Yeah,
I thought we'd go in, but it's okay. We can come back.
Remember, everyone, you need to tell me what you're doing because
We
I
were-
can't follow.
We were going in when Bill was doing.
Cool.
They went
Okay.
that way and we went.
Okay. So, as you walk into this room, you immediately can smell that dawn. Death is in this room with you. It's
Beth, is that you? Dad?
no, Ibn is not in the room with you.
All right, cool. Well, unless if something kills me on the way there, I'm gonna have a look at. Here.
So as you wander along to it, you immediately realize where the stench is coming from.
Oh no.
Um,
Zoom in on this.
Oh, yeah.
Grossness.
It looks like an earth elf that has quite heavily decayed. More. Make a medicine check for me. Bree.
Oh. You knew. Well, you know what? I'm painfully average at everything, so it's okay.
Not bad.
Well,
not bad.
hey, that's
So from
Not bad.
having been out in the wilderness and all that kind of stuff, you've got a feeling for how long something's roughly been dead for
yeah.
before it begins to get the various states of necrosis and death, decay. This body is at a far higher stage of decay than it should be for how long this place has supposedly been abandoned.
Is it months or is it weeks?
Months.
Right. Well, he wasn't very
Wait.
sure about that, so.
You're talking, but it's at the
Like-
height where you're at this point where the body is. Apologies for anyone with a sensitive stomach. It's going through that gestation process of beginning to no longer be a body.
That is a long time. Okay.
So you're talking 3 months, maybe a bit more.
Do you point out that you found a body? Honestly,
yeah.
with the movement of the grate behind you, you would be able to tell.
Guys,
Ew.
we have just been raided by Phil's friend. Welsh
Mike,
ginger.
thank you very much.
Nice.
Hi,
Thank you
everybody.
very much.
Hey.
Thank
How
you.
about
very
it?
Hiya. Hello, everyone.
So much.
We're playing D&D, and I just found a dead body, so welcome.
Now you stick for tip.
And Sam nipped the tip. That's
Thanks for
where we're
joining
at.
us while we poke a dead body.
I haven't poked it yet, okay?
Yet being the word.
Yet.
Get ready to poke.
Can we tell how this mulch of body had died?
Yes, with a 16 you would be
Yes.
able to. It has definitely been affected by some kind of spell, but it also has a stab wound straight through its chest.
Yeah, you make
It-
an arcana check?
Okay.
Yes, make an arcana check.
Yeah, it, would we know, I mean, can I roll too? Would we know the effects of like an
Do it
necrotic damage rather than a...
with
anything else?
advantage. Sure, and if a couple of you are looking at it.
Oh, athletics. Oopsie.
Ah.
So it's 11 or 14.
14, okay. So, you look at it and you can realize that the wound has got a far higher level of necrosis than the rest of the body. But as you're looking around the rest of the body as well, there's these slight scorch marks. And if one of you are willing to go and touch the body,
I would be.
Yes.
Ew.
Well,
as
ew.
You just
As you-
hear a
Might be
mirror
too
going
big.
ew from the corridor.
Well, I'm a bit. No, I will let Callaloo do it because I'm a bit thing that it's an earth elf. I'm a bit sad about
Yeah.
that.
Sure.
I'm sad.
Hallelujah. As you turn up and you move the body because it's gone into that state of rigor mortis, you look and realize that some of the nerve endings have scarred outwards, which with a 14 you would know is telltale signs of some kind of lightning damage or electricity. It's the sign that enough electricity has run through the system that the nerve endings have essentially burned their marks into the skin.
And the dagger's still in its chest.
It's not a dagger, it's a very, very long, rudely made sword.
Oh.
It is a horrible looking implement.
But
Yeah.
other than the lightning damage, does it look like it's also got necrosis damage from that sword in particular?
You wouldn't know with a 14, unfortunately.
Well, I relay all the information that you just told me.
Here we go. Can I take the... I'm gonna die. Can I take the sword?
Sure,
Touch it.
make a wisdom saving throw. for me, please.
Fantastic. I'ma die. Wisdom is... We're good at that.
We're so bad at that.
We're so... Average! Painfully average!
Hashtag painfully
As
extra.
you touch
So painfully average.
the sword, you feel like this searing burning on your hand as you grab the handle.
Ow.
And you just hear in the back of your brain just a new one. Well, you can't let it go.
Amazing. Guys, I got a new sword.
Yay.
Oh,
You can add a long sword
Of
Oh.
death.
of necrosis. So
Ooh.
it is a long sword that does +2 necrosis damage.
but at what cost?
I mean, I'm sure you'll find out.
Cool.
Obviously, whatever creature dunked it into this elf, let go of it. So
Of. Have you made this yourself or?
This is a homebrew item, yes.
Ah, okay.
Don't worry if you can't find it in there. I'll add it to your character sheet later.
At this point, as Lelek is recovering from the previous incident, there's a barricade in front of them that has caused them not too insignificant harm, and so they're going to just throw Eldritch Blast at it until it is gone.
Cool.
Lord.
Well, does one of your Eldritch
I-
Blasts have that knockback effect on it?
No, this is just straight normal Eldritch Blasts, just to
Okay.
try
Good
and
for that.
Sarah,
destroy.
I need you to make a dexterity save, and Sam, I need you to make an attack roll to see whether you hit Sarah.
Spell attack roll in a +7.
Poke my head out. Hey guys, there's a door in here
That's a
leading.
22.
Yeah,
I'm
should we
gonna
just
I'm gonna
go
guess
for the
that a
door?
22 beats your armor class.
Yeah, it does.
Roll some damage for me, Lilac.
No, just a straight one of the beams of an Eldritch Blast is just a D10. That's max damage is a 10.
Fantastic. That's never going to happen again.
So as you land, you're feeling quite proud of yourself.
I'm so proud of myself.
There's a gap that one of the multiple Eldritch Blasts has been shot off from, and one of them just hits you square in the back. You take 10 points of force damage.
I'm just going, fuck you, and just throwing Eldritch Blasts at- until the barricade is gone, and then I
Hey,
see that it's hit you.
Chill out. It only nipped the tip, not anything else.
Note to self, don't
chill
let
out.
Lilac in the tip, ever.
No.
As a reaction,
I
I'm
am-
going to
I
pull
am.
out a sword and fully hit the barricade. Fucking temper.
Okay, cool. So as you see this happen, you realize what you've done.
Yeah.
Kadma turns around, takes their weapon out, and just literally just cleaves it in half with one hand in temper, just stares at you, just like.
I am so sorry. I'm going to use the healing light feature of my
Damn right you are.
Warlock ability. I'm going to roll 2. I'm going to burn 2 of my 6 healing dice and roll 2d6 to heal 11. So you're back to full.
With that, Sirik, because it is divine healing, you have 1 temporary hit point additional.
Yay.
Sorry about that. I just... You nipped the tip. And I'm going to continue through this now, hopefully easily passable corridor and look at the room around me.
Cool. So as you
Yeah.
look at the room around you, you realize that there's a couple of odd things about this room. Partly that the furniture is colossal. And when I say colossal, you look to the piano that is on the wall, and it's about the size of an organ. But it's a normal standing grand piano. How tall are you, Lilac?
I am 5'9".
You would be able to get up to the keys by doing this.
Yeah.
But only just, which is by doing that, that's about 6'5" with your hands in the air. So that's really tall. And you've seen the rest of the property. This is far too big for property. Everything in this room is far too big for the property.
As my hands are like this, I try and scrape my finger across. Do I get lots of dust, or is it just like...
You get lots of blood.
Ooh.
Do you want to make an investigation check for me, please?
I would love to. Let's see if I can roll above than that 1.
You can do it. I believe in you.
It's a 3 for a
I
9.
should not have believed in you.
Padma, would you like to assist?
Yes.
That is blood.
Do you want to?
I mean, it's a +6, so I'll say you could do it with
Yeah.
advantage. There we go.
Yeah.
That's 20 total.
Nice. So as you do this, you kind of prop yourself up and get a better look, and you realize that what would be the back piece, for lack of a better term, where you would put the sheet music. There's a large hole in there, and there is just this utterly mangled body that has been stuffed inside this hole.
Oh.
It looks to be a dwarf of some kind, just from the features, but it's big. Like, it's about 4 or 5 foot wide, probably about 10 feet tall, but like has been broken and mangled into this inside of this piano.
I like to think Lalek is like just about pulling themselves up to the side, seeing this and going, and then just lowering themselves.
No!
Can Mira go over and have a look?
Yes.
Peer over.
As you're doing this, Lalek, the blood is wet.
Oh.
Like, it's wet blood.
Is it warm?
It is not warm.
This is recent. It's clotting, but it's not warm. So, can I make some kind of check to see how recent I think this death has occurred?
Make a medicine check or nature check, either or.
Nature is going to be better than medicine just because I have higher int.
That's fine.
Not fantastic, but 12.
It only feels like it's been enough time for the body to stop being warm. Like, it feels like
Recent, no longer than
no longer than
a
an
few
hour.
hours. Yes. This
Phil.
dwarf has passed.
I'm going to ask you to make an investigation check very quickly for me, please. Because you are the closest to the door. Actually, Doran, you can help as well.
I literally just moved there.
That's fine. You can also make it. It's fine. Both of you make the investigation checks. Doran, please make a better investigation check. Otherwise, this plot point is useless. There we go.
Oh, there we go. That's a bit better.
Nice.
The level of dust is exactly the same in both rooms.
Magic shit.
Yeah.
Oh, does
This
anyone?
area hasn't been occupied for some time. At least equal to these 2 rooms, at least.
Yeah, the level of dust that is sitting on the necrosis body is about the same level you're seeing around the piano. But obviously the blood is kind of taken over an element of that.
Okay.
And the blood's way more recent than the dust.
Yes.
But do I recognize like the same injuries, or is the body too mangled?
Unfortunately, the body's too mangled. It looks like whatever happened to this poor soul either happened when they were alive or after the fact, and they've been stuffed into this hole.
Then,
Yes.
before I try and go into the next room, the body that the Bree pulled the definitely not a dangerous trap sword out of.
My sword.
Male or female?
He's my friend.
Sorry, Bill, I didn't catch that.
Sorry.
Male or female? The corpse in
Female.
the sword was in. Sorry,
Female.
female. Okay,
Assume
right.
it is the elf that lived.
I think that might be
Yeah.
the case.
Yeah, safe
Is the door locked to go into the next room?
It's a door frame essentially. The door is
yeah.
the door is basically open.
I went in already.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
But we've got a fresh body in here.
Maybe.
But I'm gonna say the mirror because you're the one who's wandering around a bit more. Again, looking at this room, the fireplace that's in the corner
It makes no sense.
is still lit.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Is there anything on it? Or
but
is
it is a normal sized fireplace.
Yeah.
Okay. The objects in this room, apart from the barricade, are fucking huge. Like, they are too big for the setting. Like, it's not like, it's a large person who's in here. They are physically too big for any kind of sentient creature that you know of.
Okay. Does anyone know detect magic?
As an aside, just for those of you to
it's time.
remember, this one that's lying down, that's basically intact, and that's 10 feet.
Okay.
Can I see if they were influenced by magic with just an arcane roll?
Yeah, if
You
no one knows the
can-
spell, I'd just do Arcana.
You can try and make some Arcana checks. Do you know the spell?
Good, let me answer. I think I took it. All right.
Bait for me.
Go ahead, Phil.
Do you want to wait 10 minutes?
May as well. I mean, we're wandering
Well,
around.
I don't think we should. If this body's fresh, there could be other survivors.
You
That is
you
true.
do this when
No,
we're looking around, and if something
Okay.
bad happens, you stop.
Just everybody.
Oh my god, this.
And I'll cast detect magic.
Oh wow,
So
It's actually,
That
it's an
was-
actual spell, though. You know.
that was
it is an
quick.
actual spell.
A lot
You-
quicker
you-
than you promised.
The story of my life.
Dave.
Hey.
Hey.
Time is of
Um,
the essence.
So,
Well, that's. what
so
a lot
as
of
that
people say.
happens, there's a couple of kinds of magic that you immediately feel. There's evocation magic that is coming from the fireplace, and
Don't
with
touch
it,
it.
it looks like it's probably a magical fire of some kind.
Yeah.
They can just light the spell, and it just kind of has this nice perpetual warmth coming out of it, and they can turn it off. The piano is just utterly seeping with magic.
Mhm.
But it's a couple of kinds. There's conjuration magic in there. There's a little bit of dunamancy and a little bit of evocation. It's not something that you recognize.
Am I able to tell if any of those different types are coming from the bits of dwarf?
The dunamancy is coming from the door.
Sorry, the dunamancy is coming
The
from
dunamancy is coming from the door. Yes.
dwarf. Okay, dunamancy. That is that time or is that gravity?
Time and gravity magic.
Time and gravity magic. Okay, the dwarf is one of the wizards. I'm getting the way they change time and gravity. That could be tied to why this body's fresh. Perhaps it did something to keep its body fresh. If
That
it
would
knew it
also
was going
explain
to
the
die.
dust. So these bodies could have died at the same time, is what you're saying? Because the dust would suggest that no one's been here for quite a while.
The body in the next room, I think, is the woman that used to live here, the one that the dwarf with the adorable dog met.
Yes.
So with the tech magic, is the I take it the dust isn't illuminated.
No, the dust isn't illuminated. However, Phil, the room that is next to Eleonora, that actually does have a door on it. That is absolutely steeping magic.
You might want to be careful by that door.
Is it
There's
really magical?
I can't,
something.
unfortunately, I can't remember what the type of magic is. It's whatever teleportation magic and stuff like that is.
Or
Oh.
But unfortunately, I can't remember what
is the door magic?
Conjuration is the.
Conjuration. Thank you. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it's not real.
Erakis is the door magic. Can I touch it?
Can I tell if it's the door or if it's powerful
past the door.
behind
Past
the
the door.
Okay,
It's
so
coming.
I can touch it.
It's coming through the door. But I'd still be careful. Can I have a look at the fireplace to see if there's anything like switch based or anything like that?
So it just looks to be a little rune. As you run your finger along it, if you put it down, fire goes out, and if you slide your finger back up across it, the fire goes back up again.
Magicians go too far. This world will be so lazy.
I mean, can't argue with him.
It's
All I'm hearing
making
is
your life
fizzle.
easier. Can I open the door, please?
The door is unfortunately locked.
Ooh.
Well, hell, that is
We'll heal.
we have-
unfortunate.
Do we have any sneaky person, or
I-
should I?
It's
use
okay.
brute
Every
force?
Break
party
it
is
down.
keenly balanced, so there's always a rogue.
Yeah.
I'm
Alternatively,
not
brute force.
Just break it down.
Yes.
I have
mean,
worked
there
with you a few times. I don't think kicking down a door is beyond us.
No, I think this is what we do. So
This
That's
is what we
fine.
do.
Who is putting boot to wood?
I have brute and force.
I've got plus, like.
Shall
No. I don't want to hear your pluses.
All right, I'll
Just
do
'cause
it.
that's-
I will
'cause
do
that's
it,
gonna be
but I
too
will.
rock, paper,
like-
scissors for who gets to kick the door down?
Eleonora, make a
I-
general strength check
like-
to see whether you can.
Okay.
Nope.
Yes, I will try. Just strength. Let's be painfully average.
Oh,
Oh,
hello.
that's
Painfully
below
average.
average.
So as
Fantastic.
Eleonora puts her lither frame compared to the rest of you, puts her shoulder into it
I'm
and
an
just kind
archer.
of.
All right, I'll just grab her by the
not
non-sword shoulder and pull her back and be like, "Get the way."
Ugh. I just
Make
wanted
a
to do
check.
it one time. You always do it. Annoying. Fine.
I will hoof at the door with my shoulder. Hoof. Do you want me to roll strength as well?
Yes, please.
We're all just getting in line. Okay, there we go. Just in case it
That
fails.
is not as much.
You
it's
stand
not
stand
great.
next to it and you put your shoulder into it and you also bounce off
Oh.
and have the soreness. Um,
Can
Shall
I-
we do it together?
Oh.
Wait, you can do it?
Can I
Okay.
see if can I just have a look and see if there are any runes on the door at all? Anything
go
like
make an investigation check. for me.
I will help you looking with
This-
my
this
knowledge
would
of
be-
magic. I will try and help.
Hey,
That's
yeah, it's fine. It doesn't take long. There's a little rune
12.
right next to the door handle that as you just you try a different couple of motions and then you do this.
Yeah.
And the door handle turns and it pops open.
I was gonna say, can I just try and break down the door?
as it opens, I'll go.
You are so insufferable.
Wait, it just opens the door.
It's magic. It makes life easier.
Makes everyone lazy, doesn't it?
Yeah, I thought you made everyone lazy. Never.
As you step into this, I'm going to say that, for the sake of it, yeah, your detect magic would be still up.
Oh,
Because you're the first one
Yeah.
walking through the door. Everyone knows this, but you're going to know it first of all. It's coming from this colossal
Oh.
magic circle that is engraved
Yes,
into
very.
the ground.
Oh, I just wanted a staircase down to that thing. I didn't.
this is like a staircase. It's like a magical staircase.
You
It's
can
just
you
poof,
can
and
just
then,
turn around and go back up if you don't like what you see at the bottom of the stairs.
That is true.
This magic stuff is never as easy.
We agreed that magic is easy. Less walking. Easier.
It's easier. Isn't I in a well?
I'd like to have a good look around this room. before I go
Bree,
anywhere.
with that,
obviously
you
look
hear
around
again
for
in the back of your head. Do you go by Eleonora, Nora, or Ellie?
Whatever, I don't care.
Good. Because you're not leaving for a while. And then the door that is in the barricades, all of the doors just begin to float up and just slam back into the frames that they came from.
Oh. I guess no one else can hear the thing. Can you hear
Hear
my
what?
sword?
No.
Can anybody else hear my sword?
What?
What?
Hallelujah, do you have this passive telekinesis?
I don't.
Leluk has a.
I would love to
Um,
say yes, but I haven't got it written anywhere, or it's not a power I have. But I would
Okay.
love to
No.
say yes.
Leluk has a telepathic. Their feet is that they're telepathic.
So if you have to specifically choose a person to be telepathic with.
I'm able to speak telepathically to a creature, but they can't share that connection back to me. Right? It's a one-way.
Yeah. So unfortunately, none of you can hear this.
Sorry, only dogs I can kind of hear.
I'm sorry.
And maybe swords.
Here.
It's talking to me. So
Put it down.
I've tried. It is mine now. So
Yeah, it lets you put. So if you take something out of a scabbard and you put the sword into the scabbard, that's fine. But if you try and drop the sword, your hand just doesn't release.
That's neat.
it's not
Do you need help?
Well, I don't think that anybody really could help.
Lelek,
Is it
Mhm.
conversing?
make me an insight check.
Yes.
Please.
Maybe I've
0.
gone insane, but I
Yes,
think the
that's
sword
13.
is talking to me.
What are you inciting?
I don't know.
The sword.
You know this kind of item.
Oh yeah. Am I? What am I getting from the sword? With detect magic?
You're not.
Nothing.
Oh.
Nothing whatsoever.
That's worse.
That is.
That is so
So
bad.
I'm insane, is what you're saying.
No,
don't
anyway,
say.
No, Lelek,
maybe-
Lelek, you know the kind of aura this thing is giving off. It gives you the heebie-jeebies the same way that your book gave you the heebie-jeebies the first time you grabbed it.
Uh-oh.
Ellie, can you let the thing go voluntarily, or is it fully
No.
just?
It's
Okay.
stuck.
Me and you are going to have a sit down when there's time, and we're going to try and identify the full
Is it-
capabilities of
Good
that
luck.
I
thing.
have another one
Is
of
it
your
conversing with
lectures.
you?
It's so long.
It's been 4,000 years. People trying to figure out where I am. Good luck.
You're 4,000 years old?
Somewhere between 4 to 80.
Cool. What can you do
try
for
it.
me?
Do whatever the hell I damn well please.
Oh, that's fine, but, Why,
What does it want?
I don't know. What do you want?
It just goes completely silent.
God damn it.
We'll deal with that when.
Brandis in here? Does it want?
Apparently, we're not going to be leaving
What?
for a while.
What happens if someone else touches it while you're holding it?
I don't know. Maybe you die. Don't die?
I mean, I'd rather someone else tried.
Well, there you go. I don't know.
This.
I mean, I can try if you want. I don't care.
Lalak, if we walk into this, I guess something happens.
Exactly.
Let's
theory.
take a good look.
Kalalu, you are.
like-
Yes. Kalalu, Arrakis, you're both magically attuned. Would you mind assisting me? I'm going to try and figure out what this thing does.
You have my full assistance.
Phil, now that you're in the room, there is a other object that is protruding magic. You just
That's
couldn't
chest.
tell.
Yeah.
There it is.
It's not a chest. It's a book.
It's a mimic.
Oh, it's a book!
Oh.
It's a book! I'm not a wizard. Stop it. I
Uh,
want to be a
3
wizard.
belts, very tightly fastened around it.
Oh, if it is a book, I'm Carlos over there instead of on the bookshelf then.
Pretty
I
sure
don't-
it's,
don't.
you're not
just-
supposed to touch it.
Yeah.
Look how bound it is. Don't. I don't think you should really touch it.
We need to.
I don't think you
check
should have
that
touched
out.
the sword.
What kind of magic?
Well,
Make a
I did,
dexterity
so.
save for me, Doran.
Okay.
And now I have a sword. It's new. I like it.
11.
So
There we
as Kalalu leans down and puts her hand on it, she just stops moving.
Oh, great.
Like
Paralyzed.
to all of you, it just looks like she's just leaning over the top of it and just got her hand on it. Like
Interesting.
she's just not standing back up.
Can
Wait, I can't move.
Oh god.
You are paralyzed.
Okay, Arrakis, you can help me identify this magic sign.
Alright,
Priorities.
what kind of magic is coming off of the book?
There is no magic coming off the book.
Oh, I thought you said that there was like an aura.
Yeah,
Oh, wait.
there's currently no magic coming off the book.
Is there magic coming off of
now that Kalu stopped moving.
Hallelujah? Is there magic coming off of it?
No.
But has the spell worn off? Basically, has it been?
No.
Sure, it's the same thing.
Detect magic is still up, but
there was a glow.
The second the hand touched it, the glow disappeared.
Oh, it might be okay. That
Okay.
may have been a
It's a trap or
paralysis
something.
trap.
Yeah.
That was.
Can
that
I
was
try
on it.
kicking the book away from?
Yeah, sure. So literally, as soon as you walk up to it, I need you to make another dexterity save, just to see whether you could do it quickly enough. Otherwise, you're gonna have a nice. Yeah. So you manage to tap it with just your boots.
Yeah,
Nothing-
it's really
like your toes don't move within your boots to actually get it gone. And as it leaves your hand, you just feel like you've just leant down for it. You don't realize that anything has happened to you, but you can move again.
Well, does the glow come back to the book?
Is gone.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I think we.
Slippery bugger. I try to pick
That
up again.
might-
Slap your hand away.
As you step over and pick it up,
See, it's fine.
It's hollow. It sounds like like you know, like you get an Amazon package with something inside it.
Oh.
It just
Oh, don't-
rattles.
Kind of shake my head.
Don't do that too much; it'll break.
Can I investigate this magic circle? Please.
I think that's.
Lalic has been trying to do
that's
that.
what
Yeah,
Sam's
Sam's been trying to do that for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, do it with advantage.
I will.
Nice.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Can I? No, never mind.
So, with you wandering around, and what languages do you speak, Mira?
Common, dwarvish, goblin, orc.
Nice.
Nice.
So it's in Goblin, part of it, and it is a teleportation circle. It is in a few languages, uncommon languages.
Infernal?
So if someone can speak Infernal, yes, there's an
Sylvan?
Infernal section of it. Sylvan, yes, it's in Sylvan, and it all repeats the same thing. Basically, a chant essentially say for you to move from one place to another.
It
I have
doesn't say that
3
it-
Eldritch Invocations, I have Far Scribe, I have Book of Ancient Secrets, and I have Eyes of a Runekeeper, so I can read all writing.
It translates the exact same thing all the way around.
When it says move to a different, what was it again?
So
Location.
it's not like a specifics. It's basically
Say.
you when you inscribe something, you're stating what intention you want the circle to have. So what has been inscribed is that the intention for this is to move you somewhere.
Okay. Does it? What kind of places is it?
It
Is it,
doesn't
like,
say
naming
unfortunately.
anyway,
Does it
or
say
just-
It
anything
doesn't say.
about the place?
Doesn't say anything whatsoever.
Ah.
Someone make a religion check though.
I have
Not the
a-
religious guy, because he didn't take religion.
I have a +6. I'm gonna try and make a religion check.
I did it.
Never mind.
Oh, Sam, you should roll anyway.
Let's see. I'm gonna
It's a
see if I
plus
get better.
Oh.
Nope. That one.
Oh my god! Another one. Amazing.
So many ones in this game.
I love
Mira,
Lalic so
I
much.
don't even know how to roll the nat one religion check.
It's
Mira,
It must be a tuna. A tuna is my only god
The
I
wrong
know,
one.
therefore it's a tuna.
The wrong
yeah,
religion.
you start talking about Zeus and Odin.
Just start giving information.
Mira, you recognize that the symbols on the ground, the larger circle and the 2 smaller circles are very clearly representations of a tuna,
Okay.
and the two moons that circle this world. The circle in the center means nothing to you for some reason. Because the 15 isn't high enough. Even though Bree knows what I'm on about.
So it's the big circle, and
No, so you have the big circle here, and then the two smaller circles there. But so this is so you see the bigger one that encompasses the
Okay.
small circle. That is essentially, for lack of a better term, it's like a navigational chart. It's the rotation around the world,
okay.
but you do not know what the one in the center of the bigger circle is. The
Okay.
bigger circle you're interpreting as being the planet that you're on.
As an earth elf?
Whisper on roll 20.
Make a history check.
No. I wasn't very good in elf school, so...
How does one whisper on roll 20?
When you go down to the bottom thing, you can click on it and it'll whisper.
Nice.
No, unfortunately,
No,
you
so
don't
is it
remember.
W.
You don't remember enough.
Oh no, I don't remember anything. I was not paying attention.
No, apparently not.
Ooh. That's fine.
What are the books on the bookshelf all about?
Various kinds of magic
So many
and
good things.
various things. Nothing in particular towards anything that you're currently looking at. Just general arcane writings and theories and all that kind of nonsense.
Can I pick up a stone and chuck it on the circle, see if it
You
goes
can.
anywhere?
As you flick the stone, it doesn't even make it to the ground and it just disappears.
Cool.
Should we all jump in?
I'm going to say, what are you doing with your book over there? Are you finished?
I'm gonna open it.
Okay.
I just didn't know. I just didn't know when to jump in.
Because
like,
I'm going to walk through this circle and see you later.
Okay. What? How are you opening it, Kalu? Are you opening it in front of everyone, or?
That'll open in front of everyone. I don't see. Nothing's wrong with the book. Nothing happened when I picked it up. So
Literally paralyzed.
It paralyzed.
it just
Uh,
moved,
so-
so it slipped.
As you open it up, there is a large red gem
Oh, that's nice.
inside it. It is about this big.
Ooh, Rusty doesn't need to know about this. Just pick it up.
I mean, pretty sure we can see it because you've just done it.
If you are trying to hide it, I need you to make a sleight of hand with disadvantage, please.
We're all watching
Yeah.
you. I'm not trying to hide it. I'm saying Rusty doesn't need to know about this.
Oh, okay.
And I,
Oh,
Absolutely.
right, yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
sure.
I'm saying the person who
Yeah.
employed us.
Oh, no.
Fully agreed.
I
As
agree.
long as we split it.
He's a
Oh yeah, of
balance.
course. Of course, yeah.
As that happens, Phil, I'm going to say that this is literally as you're all stepping through, unfortunately for you. Just as your detect magic is about to go off, you just get a glimpse of a shine from that gem.
Calendar, stop touching things!
Too late. You are stepping through the portal.
I don't think no one else said that they were doing it.
Oh yeah, it
Oh
was,
yeah, I was saying.
If everyone else
Oh,
is doing
okay.
it,
I was
fully doing
I
it.
know you
You
idiots.
ready to
I
go?
was just-
Why?
Let's go.
High and low is just fully
pushes it in.
stepping.
Yeah, I was smart enough to chuck a rock. That's about it.
It's really
The
smart.
rock
It's really
lived,
good.
probably. So.
Yeah.
Well done.
and
Well, it didn't erupt in flames. That'll do me.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, I mean, it could have the
that.
other side, but you don't know, so.
Yeah, I'm not
feel
smart.
No
this
one better knows, so.
nauseous sensation as you just and kind of feel like you've been pulled somewhere, and you
Oh.
immediately land in this
know.
cold, damp stone ruin.
The sickest
With
dungeon
that-
I've ever seen.
Holy shit.
And that is where we end this week's session.
Stop touching things!
Show
Precious.
everybody
Doran,
Mm.
I need you
Uh-oh.
to make me a D100 roll, please.
Oh,
Oh boy.
oh,
90.
Oh boy, that's either really good or really bad.
That's
Oh,
really
boy.
high, oh no!
Whatever
Sounds
it is,
like
I
maybe
welcome
wild
it with open
magic.
arms.
I got some good shit from his house.
Whatever it is, I welcome it with open arms.
Pretty sure it's the same guy as is in my head.
I will send you a private message about that later.
Gotcha.
And that is the end of this week's Fumble, folks. Where these idiots have managed to do more natural ones as one person than we have seen
So
in a while.
crazy.
We're getting them all out now. That's
Yeah.
the
Sure
that's the
you
plan.
are.
Get them all out
Hopefully.
now.
Is it 3 or 4 natural ones I rolled this game? I
4
think it's
natural
3.
ones and
That
a
is-
lot of painfully average rolls.
You're living
Don't
up to the
forget,
name.
3 natural ones and a nip to tip. First session.
Yeah.
Nip the tip.
That's it. That's
Whatever it was about the rat.
Scratch.
Get your rat out.
Get your
Get
ass
your
your
rat
rat
out.
yes.
Get your rat out and nip the tip.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
Iconic.
thank you everyone for joining us. We are going to be doing this at the same time next Wednesday. So it's going to be 8 p.m. Wednesdays for at least the next 6 weeks, depending on how fast these idiots manage to die or get through any of the rudimentary children's puzzles that I can
surrendering. Okay.
Okay, you're not
So
gonna
we've
Yeah, make it
But what if 2 plus 2 isn't 4?
On you, maybe you
We need
feel
to
it
think of every
fade,
angle of the
now
situation.
move freely.
Exactly. Thank you very much all for joining us.
Well,
We
this is
greatly
when
appreciate
I
the
find out if I can break
we
Thank
look
you.
forward
the
to
game
having you
system.
again next
Can I
week.
use my knife
we
to
will
cut
be
a
having
cannon free
stream on Saturday,
and turn
as
it
well as I
towards the
believe a
tentacle,
stream
the
tomorrow
eye man
for
thing?
our Wild Mount game. if I'm correct
Unfortunately,
in
you're on the
saying.
top
Yes,
deck,
yes,
and that's
the
not
last
canon.
one
They would be on the,
of
gun
a series
deck. I did
of
just realize this now.
games that we have. Well,
That would be on the
sessions
gun
that we
deck.
had in
I guess in
Doomeran
which case, then I'll just
in
have
Wild
to throw
Mount
another grenade at him.
setting in Johas
Great.
Sorry, a
from
grenado.
Critical Role. So yes.
Gotta be
We're just in the
specific.
process of changing that one over, so we've got a big
Accuracy.
finale coming
Yes.
up, which,
Yeah.
depending on how most of the people in this game act their
13.
characters out, well, they'll
13, that will
probably
hit him.
die.
Awesome. So that's 5 burning
And
damage.
then
Grabbing every gem.
Saturday
Five
we
burning
will have
damage.
a video game
Okay.
chill out
All right.
session.
Uh,
Will definitely be myself.
Right, he's on his
probably
way
going
out,
to
but
likely
much
be
like
playing one of the
any
Fallout games
belligerent
as
as
a
final
challenge
boss
run.
in a fucking game,
I'm
he's got
thinking
one
currently going for a
one parting
melee-only
blow
run,
as he does.
with
He
a
is going
strength build of
to
1.
uh,
So as you might imagine, that is going to be appalling. And we're going to see how
he's going
quickly
to
we die,
try and
because
be
it's
a
going to be on
scumlord
survival
as he dies,
difficulty.
and
and
he
permadeath.
is going to look at
Instant
his
death.
eyes fixed upon you, Wormy. because
First
you
first
have
cockroach.
onto him,
First
so it makes
cockroach.
First cockroach. Hopefully the first
and
cockroach
he
just
is
utterly does me
going
in.
to,
Thank you
much
very
like
much
he
for
did to
joining us.
Sally, reach
We
out
will
into
cheers
your
out
brain. You feel that
tomorrow.
tickle
I'm
right
going
at the base
to
of your
raid
skull.
you guys
of
onto another D&D channel.
Something in your brain,
Oh,
something
wonderful.
probing.
Where are we going?
We are going to
Come here,
follow
come
Black
see.
Cats, who are playing Dungeons and Dragons
I
right
don't
now.
So
want
much to
to.
show you.
Nice.
Come here.
All right.
I would like
Say
to
hi
make
to
a
Black Guys.
Arcana
everyone.
check as a courage
Bye.
save, please.
Bye.
You guys
Light.
Hey, you guys.
follow.
15. Like and subscribe.
I'm too old.
Yes.
You sound funny.
So old.
Hello, is it the fish? I
Thanks,
Bye.
everyone.
fish and that.